Now start. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning and namaste to all the Vivians present here today. My name is Dhruv Abhilash of class 10 and today I'll be speaking about the universal law, the law of inspired action. Next slide please. We can understand the law of inspired actions by breaking it down into three parts. Authenticity. Inspired action comes from deep alignment with your core values. This means that when you act, it feels true to who you are and what you believe in. Purpose. Actions that come from inspiration reflect your true calling. They bring joy and fulfillment, rather than feeling forced or obligatory. Clarity. Inspired actions is taken with a clear intention and a precise direction, ensuring that every step is meaningful and focused. There are two examples, real life examples that we can look at that really shows the effect of inspired action. First is Steve Jobs and Apple. Steve Jobs had a vision of revolutionizing personal technology. Instead of waiting for the perfect time, he took inspired action by starting Apple in his parents' garage. He didn't have any advanced resources or a big company behind him, but his passion led him to create the first Apple computer. Each step from designing user-friendly interfaces to launching the iPhone was guided by a mix of vision and decisive action. His success shows that inspiration alone is not enough. Next is J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, the famous book series and novel series. J.K. Rowling was a struggling single mother living in poverty when she had the idea for Harry Potter during a train ride. Instead of dismissing it as a dream, she took inspired action by writing in cafes despite financial struggles. She faced multiple rejections from publishers but kept refining her work, and eventually her persistence paid off and Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Her story proves that the following inspired ideas with consistent actions lead to extraordinary results. Both examples highlight that success is not just about dreaming, it's about taking steps, no matter how small they are, towards your vision. Next slide, please. Now, there is two main differences between inspired and forced action. And they are inspired action is driven by passion and enthusiasm, where your energy of concentration flows freely. And the results you attain from inspired actions are more sustainable and fulfilling because it's more of a natural process. Forced action, on the other hand, is motivated by obligation or pressure, where you're forced to do something which requires constant willpower. And it can lead to a burnout and resentment, which means it is also a struggle. Next slide, please. The neuroscience of flow. Now, the neuroscience of flow and the law of inspired action are closely connected because both emphasize acting in a way that feels natural, aligned, and effortless. Here's how they link up. Focus or flow aligns with authenticity from inspired action. Because when you're in flow, you're deeply focused on something that resonates within you. Inspired action is the same. It comes from alignment with your true self. Joy. Joy aligns with purpose. Flow makes the process enjoyable. Just like inspired action feels fulfilling because it aligns with your purpose. You're not forcing yourself, you're naturally drawn towards it. Progress. Flow makes or helps you move forward effortlessly, just like inspired action gives you a clear direction. When you're in the zone, you don't just hesitate. Results. Now, results align with meaningful outcomes, you can say, because both concepts lead to success and fulfillment. Results you attain from results you attain from the law of inspired action using inspired action rather than forced action will lead to meaningful outcomes and vice versa. So, instead of struggling, you're acting with ease and getting real meaningful results. Next slide, please. Overcoming resistance. Overcoming resistance, which is about dealing with the mental and emotional blocks that stop people from acting. This helps in reducing hesitation. Now, acknowledging fear. Acknowledging fear just means addressing underlying anxiety. Instead of ignoring fear, you should face it and recognize what it is making you anxious. And you should just look at those. Challenging doubt. Self-doubt can very much hold you back. So replace negative thoughts with positive self-talk. And remind yourself of your strengths and past successes. Breaking down tasks. Big goals can feel extremely overwhelming. So start with small manageable steps. This makes it easier to act and build momentum. This connects to the law of inspired action because resistance often stops people from following their intuition and taking meaningful action. By overcoming resistance, you create the right mindset to take action that feels natural and aligned with your purpose. Next slide, please. Inspired action and the relationship to Gita. Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 3, sloga 8 says, Niyatam kuru karma tvam karmanyayo hya karmana sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhyeda karmana. You should thus perform your prescribed duties, since action is superior to inaction. By ceasing activity, even your bodily maintenance will not be possible. This verse emphasizes the importance of acting with purpose. Align your actions with your dharma. Inspired action is not just aimless activity. You should act selflessly without expecting results, because it's purposeful and aligned. Next slide, please. Cultivating inspired action. Now I'll talk about how you can further improve or activate your inspired action to live within you. Step 1 is connecting with your values. Align actions with core beliefs. This means that this emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, because understanding your values or what truly matters to you is the foundation for making choices that are authentic and meaningful. When your actions reflect your values, you're more likely to feel inspired and motivated. Embracing intuition. Listen to your inner guidance. This highlights the role of intuition or gut feeling in decision making. It suggests that you should not only rely on logic, but also pay attention to your inner wisdom and feelings. Trusting your intuition can lead to more inspired choices that resonate with your true self. 3. Taking small steps. Build momentum gradually. This means that the importance of starting small and building momentum over time is highly necessary. Big goals, like I said before, can be overwhelming, but breaking them down into smaller and manageable steps make them less daunting and allow for consistent progress. Each small step forward fuels motivation and inspiration. In essence, these 3 steps also showcase or act as a 3-step process for cultivating inspired actions. And we can rephrase it also. Connecting with your values can, in other words, is know yourself. And embracing intuition means trust yourself. Take small steps means start now. Now, I would also like to talk about one more thing, which is about how this law of inspired action applies to students like us or like me. Now, it affects students in many ways. So I've mentioned 5 points, which I'll talk about now. Clarity in goals. For example, if you want to ace an exam, just hoping for acing your exam won't work. You can't just do prayers saying that, God, please let me pass this exam. That's not going to work. So instead of just saying that, you have to actively study, make notes, and practice questions. The law of inspired action for students even eliminates procrastination. The law encourages students to take action as soon as they feel inspired, rather than waiting for the perfect time, which doesn't exist really. For example, if you suddenly feel motivated to start an assignment, don't ignore it. Act on that inspiration immediately. Building consistency. Success does not come from one-time action, but from a continuous effort. For example, instead of cramming the night before exams, make daily study a habit. You can make a timetable, for example. Overcoming the fear of failure. Many students hesitate to take action because they fear failure. This law suggests that small steps lead to bigger breakthroughs. For example, if public speaking scares you, start by practicing in front of a mirror, then in small groups before presenting in class. Opportunities. Taking actions can lead to unexpected rewards. For example, if you're interested in writing, publishing your work online or participating in contests can bring recognition and even career opportunities. Now, the key takeaway. The whole idea behind this concept is that dreaming and planning are important, but real results come when you act. If you feel inspired to do something that aligns with your goals, then act on it immediately. Next slide, please. Inspired action creates a more fulfilling life. It brings joy, purpose, and momentum, aligning action with intention. Live a life of passion and purpose and make every moment count. Thank you very much.